and I don't feel sorry for her. I feel sad that they would do that to her over some shit that's legal everywhere. But whatever. Get excited, y'all. What up? How you feel? It's Merch Life J, motivational, inspirational speaker for parapreneurs across the globe, man. Today is Friday Dizzle. It's Friday, man. It's my favorite day of the week. Why? Because every day is my favorite day of the week. Get excited. You already know. Today is Impact Meeting number 72, and we're talking about how to find your niche. How to find your niche, your niche, whatever you want to, however you want to say it. You already know. She's from ready to lead this 9 to 5 and take a nap and keep pushing my purpose, helping my people. I love it. I love it, Q minus. You already know. As you should, man. It'll be over soon. Soon you will be able to fire the 9 to 5. You already know how it go. You already know, man. So how to find your niche? How does one find their niche? How does one find their niche? It's much easier than it sounds, believe it or not. Much, much, much easier than it sounds. Quickest way to find your niche is to try a few niches out. Yup. Best way to do some shit wrong is to do it. The best way to do something right is to do it wrong a couple times. Ain't nothing wrong with you exploring and figuring out if you actually want to continue to do that, right? So once you get past the point of, all right, I tried this, I tried that, and you narrow things down to about one or two things. At that point, that's when you need to go really hard on that one or two things, right? On that one or two things. And the longer you go harder on that one or two things, the more that you do, the more work you put in, the more effort you exert, the more your body, mind, and spirit is going to tell you if that's something that you want to do for the rest of your life or not. When you get to a point of doing something and it gets tiring or it gets boring or it gets annoying or there's any type of fatigue at all, that is going to let you know if this is something you want to continue to do. This is why the courting process is super important. Because without the courting process, and I don't mean just with your spouse, I don't mean with your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your husband or future wife or whatever you want to call them. I mean with your business as well. I mean even with your job. That's why they give you a 90-day probationary period when you first start working somewhere. Because we got to figure out if we want to keep your ass or not. That's what that means. We got to figure out if this is a good fit for you. So you should do the same thing with your business, with your niche, with whatever it is that you plan on doing. You should give it a try first. Nothing is going to be permanent. Even when something is permanent, it's not permanent. Think about, I don't know, the only rap billionaire that we know. Think about Jay-Z. Rockefeller Records. In the 90s, you probably thought that shit was permanent. When the whole plan from the beginning was to build up the brand, to build up the company so that I could sell the company. That was the plan from the beginning. That was the whole plan the entire time. He said it on Blueprint 1. So it's nothing wrong with you having a niche now and it not being your niche in the future. There's nothing wrong with you working at a place now just to position yourself for the next step. There's nothing wrong with me going outside every day and selling oils and books to position myself to do something different or something better or something greater or whatever it is. What I'm saying is that you should not overthink your niche. You should not overthink what you're doing right now for revenue. You shouldn't overthink you shouldn't even overthink what you're going to be doing long term. Because the same way that people wake up with different feelings every day, you're going to wake up with a different mindset, with a different goal, with a different avenue to get to that goal. Never change your destination, only change the vehicle. Your destination could still be $1 billion. You might get it off of cosmetics. You might get it off of motivational speaking. You might get it off of being an author. You might get it off of all three. It might be a combination of those three incomes. So don't let your niche slow you down. Don't let I haven't chosen my niche be the reason why you don't start doing something. Because you can always accumulate money. You can always accumulate capital. You can always accumulate influence or expose yourself within your brand or with your brand without actually having a niche that you stick to. Because think about it. I do the motivational speaking. I got a comedy page that I manage. I create content for another page that has nothing to do with any of the pages that I operate. I also am an author of 9 books. These are all different things that have nothing to do with each other. So what I'm saying is that your niche doesn't have to be like, you can't box in God. You can't box in yourself. You were made in the image and the likeness of the Supreme Being. You are capable of doing as many things as you choose to do. In as many different time periods as you choose to be in. Like, seriously. I have books on self-help, but I also have a fictional book that has nothing to do with self-development, nothing to do with motivation. It's just a story that was in my head and I needed to get it out. My clothing line has nothing to do with my books. You understand me? All of these are different niches that I'm a part of. Like you just gotta choose. You just gotta once you find your starting roster of niches, you just gotta align those niches so that one can allow the next one to blast off and blossom or bloom or whatever, right? For example, the motivational speaking helps me sell books because now those lectures that I give, you can get the written form or the audio form and take it home and you don't have to be here live while I'm doing it live. Those books help me to become a bigger influencer because now I go sell the books at the places that I'm speaking at. It just coincides, right? So that is helping that. The fragrances and the oils and all that stuff, that's allowing me to gain exposure for all my other avenues, right? Because if I'm outside all day and I got to talk to 300 people, all 300 people ain't going to buy no oil. Some of them might want a book. Some of them might just be like, yeah, I like what you're doing, bro. This is cool that you're not sitting on your ass. So what else do you do? What else can I, you know what I mean? So it all coincides with each other. Like one business is always going to be able to lift the other business up and expose the other business. Merch Life Publishing only has 4,000 followers because Merch Life J has almost 16,000, right? So that's how you find your niche, man. And when you do, like I said, you're going to be able to use that niche to catapult your other niches. And don't be afraid to step into something new. I've stepped into so many new things you would think I had on a pair of new sneakers. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid, man. Because just like a rodent, that business, that new idea is more afraid of you than you are of it. Ooh, that lane is more afraid of you than you are of it. Meaning when you get there, you're going to crush it. That's why it's afraid for you to be there, man. Get excited about that. You already know. I'm Merch Life J. Motivational, inspirational speaker for parapreneurs across the globe. Thanks for coming through, Q minus. You already know. And whoever's watching on Facebook or YouTube, I appreciate you as well. I can't see your name though. You can drop a 1 in the comments, a heart eye emoji, a 100, whatever however you feel today. I appreciate it though. Get excited, man. I will see y'all tomorrow. Actually, I'll see y'all later on today at 10:30 for another free game Friday. This was how to find your niche. Later on, we're going to talk about. I'll leave that I ain't going to tell you. I'm going to keep it to myself. But later on, we're going to talk about some more brand building game, man. Get excited, though. I'll holler at y'all in about 2 hours. I'm Merch Life J, motivational, inspirational speaker for parapreneurs across